welcome you all on Resultant platform. I hope all of you are fantastic. And in this session, I will be taking the analysis of engineering prelims examination. Before I start further and tell you the expected cutoff analysis, okay, uh, let's have uh, the huge. चल रहा है? Okay. I guess guys, audio video is fine. Okay. So before I go further and take this session of expected cutoff and engineering services analysis, for all the persons who have casualty in today's Ahmedabad airplane crash, we pray to the God that all relatives and dear ones of the family members and friends have God gave them the strength to bear this loss, and hope simultaneously we hope that in future such incidents can be or should be avoided. Okay, guys, this Sunday the exam has happened. Before I go further, let me introduce myself. My name is Abhinav Sir. I have done my MTech from IIT Delhi, got All India rank 164 in 2012. Guys, you can connect me on this number also 93549 or you can connect me on my Telegram group Civil by Abhinav Sir. Already guys, in this Telegram group more than 6,000 students have joined, so you also can join in this Telegram group. Moving further guys, if you want to join Resultant from the Play Store, you can download the Resultant Civil app, okay, and the 1 year course is 14,999. And for the 2-year course, the price is 26,999. Now, what you will get in this 1 year course or 2-year course? The course will be in Hindi and English both. And for every subject, you will be getting the study notes. For every subject, you will be getting the previous year questions with solution. For every subject, you will be getting the formula book. For every subject, you will be getting the workbook, which includes MCQ, MSQ, and NAT. Moving further, guys. Okay. Now, let us come to the Engineering Services 2025 analysis. Guys, see, always I say one thing, that in any competition exam, there are 3 types of question. Either the question is conceptual, or the question is formula based, or the question is data based. I repeat guys, in any competition exam, there are 3 types of question. Either the question is conceptual, either the question is formula based, or the question is data based. Now, engineering services is such paper where maximum questions are either formula based, direct formula based, or data based questions. As compared to GATE and BARC, you will find less conceptual questions in engineering services examination. Every time when I come in the analysis, I always said that ESE paper was very rubbish, because I don't know why the UPSC is making the paper like that, where they are not asking the questions from the conceptual part, but they are asking most of the questions from the theoretical part or the database part. I don't know. I still, after so many years, I still don't find a single reason why the engineering services paper is conducted, especially for prelims, is like that. Let me tell you, whoever the teachers are giving you the solution across the country, most of them, or not, I cannot say most of them, but for certain questions, database questions, we have to, including me, we have to search the Google. Not that doesn't happen in the GATE exam. In the GATE exam, the question is here, the concept has to be applied, and we will be getting the answers. Not with the engineering service examination. Most of the questions are theoretical and database. So I cannot say the paper was not conventional, because the questions were theoretical, the questions were data based. I cannot say the paper was not conventional, but this is the trend of engineering services. Na, hamesha aise paper aata hai. Every time the paper is like that. So this kind of rubbish paper is not a surprise to me. Every year I am finding from last many years that engineering services is conducting such a paper. That is the reason, guys, I am telling you the logic. That is the reason why in the GATE examination, the toppers are getting 80 marks, 85 marks, 87 marks out of 100. But in engineering service examination, the cutoff out of 500 marks is 187, 178, 160 for various categories last year. The cutoff was not even 40%, guys. Okay, for going into the main stage. Even the questions were not as conceptual as GATE. The reason is because they are asking the database questions, theoretical questions. Okay. Many times I've seen in the previous year from the soil, they're not asking the questions from the effective stress. They're not asking the questions from the phase diagram. They're not asking the questions from permeability or shear strength. The questions 2 years back, most of the questions they are asking from soil exploration or geotextile. This year also, most of the questions are asked from slope stability and earth pressure. That. Okay. So let us see some highlights. Paper was expected. Paper was not good, not conceptual, but that is expected in engineering service examination. Okay. Tough, moderate, easy. What was the paper? I can't comment because I have never seen a teacher in my life who is saying for any paper, GATE 2021, 22, 23, 24, 25, 19, engineering service examination, HPCL exam. I always say you must have heard from every teacher in every platform that the question was moderate to easy level. Okay, I have never seen, I've seen so many videos, I have never seen a teacher is saying the paper was hard. I hope you all will be agreeing with me. So I don't believe in this, especially for engineering service examination. It is of no means, because for database question, kya hota easy? What is easy? What is hard? If you know the data, you will solve it. If you don't know the data, you will not solve it. So what is easy? What is hard in a database question? For a conceptual question, you can say the paper was easy, hard, or moderate. But for these kind of paper, I don't find relevant to say the paper is tough, moderate, or easy. Hydraulic machine weightage was very, very high. Okay, I don't know why. Again, ESE is asking, doing such things from last many, many years. Now, various people are always saying that this is done because students should cover all the syllabus. Okay, yeah, students should cover all the syllabus. But if you want to judge the caliber of a student, you should be asking most of the questions conceptual. Otherwise, if you're not doing that, at least ask equal weightage of questions from all parts. But okay, it's their choice. It's their choice. Question from steel, SOM are straightforward. Okay, and cutoff and weightage distribution, I am telling you soon. Okay, you all are agreeing with me or not? Tell me on the comment section, guys. Tell me on the comment section, everyone. Guys, come on. Okay. Now moving forward. First of all, this was the 2023 cutoff. Let us go directly to 2024 cutoff. Out in 2024, cutoff you all will be knowing. You all are champion till now in the cutoff. Okay. Out of 500 marks, 174 for general, 167 for EWS, 172 for OBC, for SC 151, for ST it is 160, and this is the cutoff out of 1100 and 1300 for stage 2 and stage 3. But before that, let me tell you guys, for final selection for the stage 2, you should be scoring at least 15%. This 500 paper, this 500 paper, 200 is engineering aptitude and 300 is civil engineering. You should be scoring 15% here. You should be scoring at least 15% here, so that you are eligible for going into the second stage. Similarly, in mains, out of 600, there is 300 and 300, So here also you have to score at least 20% here and 20% here. This criteria most of the students are not knowing, especially if you are giving the examination for the first time. That in the prelims examination, in paper 1 and paper 2, engineering aptitude and technical, you should be scoring 15% and 15% for qualification. Okay, of course not for the merit. For merit you should be scoring much higher, but at least you are eligible for selection for the stage 2. You should be scoring 15% and 15% in both papers and 20% and 20% in mains examination. But this cutoff is so low that rarely you will be seeing a case across the country that some student will be saying that I am clearing the cutoff overall out of 500 marks, but I have not cleared the individual cutoff. You will not be finding such person, because this individual cutoff is very, very less. Okay. Now, guys, if I tell you the weightage distribution for non-tech part, current affairs 11 marks, reasoning and aptitude 15 marks, engineering mathematics 5 marks, General principle and drawing is 9 marks. Standard quality practice is, sorry, 9 number of questions. Okay, every question is of 2 marks. Basic energy environment 12 questions. Project management 10 questions. Material science 10 questions, and ICT 9 questions. Ethics is 10 questions. Okay, this is for paper 1. Now if I go to the distribution of paper 2, building material total 11 questions. Every question is of 2 marks. Strength of material 20. Strength of material questions were straightforward. Okay, of course in strength of material they cannot make database questions. Okay, so there you are straightforward and that can be easily done. Structural analysis 3 questions. Design of steel structure 11 questions. RCC 10 questions. Construction planning management 13 questions. Fluid 14 questions. Engineering hydrology 1 question. Irrigation 13. Environment 14. Geotechnical 16. Surveying 9. And transportation total 15 questions were asked. Okay. Now, the expected cutoff. Again, guys, before telling you the expected cutoff, let me tell you guys one thing very, very clear. That in engineering service examination, for stage 1, prelims, let me take a different marker. Okay. Prelims exam. Stage 1, prelims. Okay, then stage 2 is mains. Stage 2 is mains. Stage 3 is personal interview. Okay, this is of 500 marks. This is of 600. So total 1100 marks, and this is of 200. So out of 1300, total cutoff will be decided. Now, if I tell you the number of people who will be going into the stage 2, that is the mains examination, is approximately 12 times of the number of seats. Is approximately 12 times of the number of seats. So let me calculate that. Total 165 seats are there. Tentative. This is the tentative seat. This may increase, guys. Every time this may increase. Last year also, BRO has come with 50% more vacancies. So this may increase, and as I expect, around 220 seats will be there. 220 students will be finally selected for the final selection through Engineering Services 2025 exam. Okay, according to my source, but 165 is the minimum. But this is the tentative. Also in the official notification, they write that this is the tentative number of seats. At the time of actual joining, it may increase. But here again, there is a twist. If the exam conducting authority know that seats will be increased now itself, so here more number of students will be selected. But might be they later on, after 2 months or 3 months, they got to know that the seats are increased through various departments. Then here more number of students are not selected, because at the earlier stage now they are not knowing. Might be they are knowing after 3 months. So then the better selection ratio will be coming from interview, because at interview less number of people will be called. But after 3 months, 4 months, they got to know from various departments that the seats are increased. Then better selection ratio will be coming from here, because here the total number of students here and here are selected on the basis of these vacancies. But might be later on the vacancies are increased. So for 165 guys, this time 1980 students will be called for main stage. 1980 approx, this is approx, so you can say around 2000 students will be called for mains examination. Okay, one more thing before I tell you the cutoff. In engineering services prelims exam, always guys, standard deviation of marks among selected students, I repeat, among selected students, is not much in prelims and interview. But deviation of marks, standard deviation of marks for the mains examination is much, much higher. Let me explain you this in simple words. If you take the selected candidates, now every year the UPSC is giving the marks of all 3 stages of all selected students every year. If you see those marks now, then all the selected students here are having around a gap of 20 or 30 marks. Yes, few students will be getting 280 out of 500, 270, 260. But they were only 10 to 20 or 30 people. Most of the selected students here will be getting marks around 180 to 225. Similarly, in interview, 90% students will be getting marks from 110 to 145, 90%. Only 10% students will be getting marks less than 110 out of 200 in interview, or more than 150 marks. So here the standard deviation is not much. Here the standard deviation is not much. You can take a lead of 20 to 30 marks here, 20 to 30 marks here, or you can lag behind by 20 to 30 marks in interview and stage 1. But mains examination, you can take a lead of 110, 120, 150 marks from other students. Okay, so here, even if you are just in the boundary, and hopefully if you are crossing the cutoff, so don't feel demoralized that you are just clearing the cutoff, because actual deviation, actual lead or actual lag from your fellow students will be coming in mains examination. I hope it is clear. Now coming to the cutoff, guys, for X number of seats here, 165 into 12 candidates will be called for mains, and here 165 into approximately 2.55 students will be called for the stage 3, that is the personal interview. One thing I again want to mention, that 165 is the total number of seats. At the time of joining, this may change, and this year from my sources what I am getting, that this may be around 225 seats at the time of final selection. And hopefully for all the candidates, if those 225 seats are increased now, means the department is getting the information from various departments that this may increase, and they are getting this information now, so more students will be called for mains. Okay, let me tell you in a simple way. Those students who are getting 180 marks, 190 marks, 195 marks, 196 marks, 187 marks, for all those students, they should wish that this increased number of seats from 165 to say 220 marks, that UPSC is knowing now only, so that they will be calling more marks here, so they will be calling more students here, so that will be benefited for them. And those students who are getting 230 marks, 240 marks, 270 marks, they should be wishing, or they must be hoping, that department is now calling for mains only on the basis of 165 marks, so that less students are called for mains, and then their selection ratio will be better. I hope you are getting this. Okay, all students who are getting 185, 195 marks should be hoping that UPSC is knowing now only that seats will be increased. Okay, so that they will be at least going to the stage 2, and then again they can fight. Now I am hearing so many cutoffs across the various platforms and sources. Yes, few students are getting marks 280, 283, 270, 260. Let me give you the data, exact data from some authentic source, that what number of marks I have got till now. Okay, see, देखो मैं सर को भी दिखा रहा हूँ, ऐसे अपनी मर्जी से कुछ नहीं लिख रहा हूँ. Okay, so what are the marks that I got to know from students till now out of 500, 2025, out of 500, 310 marks, 306 marks. This is the all authentic marks of students. 290 marks, 292 marks, 285 marks, 280 marks. More than 280 na, till now I'm knowing 7 students, and those all are authentic. But let me tell you guys, only 20 to 30 people will be getting marks more than 270. Okay, but here 2000 students, approximately minimum 2000 students will be called for the main stage. Okay, now let me tell you the cutoff. Okay, students are getting my voice. Yes, Sarthak sir, the chances are there. 12x students is pre or 7? 12x. Okay, now let me open the window where we have done the analysis. Okay, guys, we have circulated some Google form. We got the marks of various students, but of course, to be very authentic with you, to be very genuine with you, okay, that sample size is not large, is not very large. So nobody across the country can give you the actual prediction. But from our experience, what I believe that I may be wrong from a large margin. Okay, this is a possibility. Okay, because I have not the sample size of all the students. Only 2 to 3% of student sample size we have. Okay, and that is not huge. But from that, what I predict, I am again saying I am not God. I'm not champion. I'm not having some superficial powers. I may be wrong by huge margin, but what I believe that the cutoff this time, because seats are also increased, railway is also added, paper for ESE never easy, never tough, never moderate. Such ESE paper, I always feel it is rubbish paper. Every time I say this. Okay, errors are also there. In surveying paper, that shrinkage scale wala question, I guess 83.5, 82.5, whatever the question, that no, not a single answer was matching. Okay, so I always believe ESE is not asking conceptual questions, especially in the prelims exam. That is why less than 40% cutoff is going, and that is GATE is asking the conceptual questions. That is why the students are getting more than 80 marks, more than 70 marks there. This time, the cutoff for general, this is the 165, the number of seats, is around 187 marks, maybe a deviation of 5 to 7 marks. Okay, and proportionate, you can see there. Here, the cutoff you can expect around 180 marks. Similarly, for here also, it may be 180 marks. For SC and ST, many years back, 10 years back, the cutoff of SC was higher and the cutoff of ST students are lesser. 10 years back. But now, various in ST category, the competition is increasing day by day. So here you can expect that the cutoff may be around 165, and here you can expect the cutoff may be 155. Again, I am saying that I have not the sample size of all students. Nobody is having the sample size of all students across the country, but this is what is expected from our team, from our analysis, from whatever the 2 to 3% sample size we have. I'm again saying more than 280 student, more than 280 marks. I have only this much data till now. That is for 7 students, more than 280 marks. Okay, so let me summarize all the things again. ESE paper is never moderate, never tough, never easy. That rubbish paper is. Always I say this. Because for a conceptual paper, you can say the paper is conceptual, the paper is hard, the paper is easy, or the paper is moderate. But for ESE paper, you can never say the paper is hard, moderate, or easy. The questions were also again unexpected, but this unexpected is happening every time. So that is why I have written the paper was expected. But I am again saying, in ESE, every time they are asking the questions from certain things where it is not expected. Like 2 years back, they are asking maximum questions from soil, from geotextile and soil exploration. That was not expected. Okay, but why I'm saying the paper was expected? Because this not expected things are expected in ESE every time. That is why I'm saying the paper is expected, because these things are happening. Again, next point, I'm summarizing all the things. Next point, standard deviation of marks or lead from other students, you cannot take in stage 1, stage 3. All students who are selected are not taking much difference from other students in stage 1 and stage 3, apart from few students. Here 20 to 30 marks you can take more or you can take less from others. Here also. Main deviation will be coming here, where you can take a lead of 110 to 120 marks. Okay. So all those students who are getting marks more than these marks should prepare for mains. For other students also, guys, you should prepare your conceptual part or subjective part, because that will be helping anyhow in other examinations. Okay. Sir, what is the average score in paper 1? This time for paper 1, the average score corresponding to last year's will increase by 10 to 12 marks. Okay. So the average score will be, let me tell you the average score. After 200, the average score will be 25 to 35. You must be asking the average score of selected students who will be selected. Otherwise, if you see the average score of all students, that will be coming 25 to 30 marks out of 200. For selected students, out of 200, average marks will be around 70 to 85. And from last year, the students are scoring more marks in paper 1. Okay. Any more questions, guys? I'll be more than happy to take care of your doubts. 238 civil OBC, any chances? Swap is asking. Swap, yaar, बाकी बच्चों को जलाओ मत यार. You already know that you will be selected for stage 2. Okay. Okay, guys. So for GATE and ESE 2026 preparation and 27 preparation, you can take the resultant subscription, guys. Okay, we have the 1-year course and 2-year course in Hindi and English both. We have the complete English batch and Hindi batch also. For 1-year course, the price is, kahan gaya price bhai? For 1-year course, the price is 14,999, and for 2-year course, the price is 26,999. Complete English batch is there, guys, where every communication, every explanation will be in English. We have the Hindi batch also. Okay, and for every subject you will be getting the workbook. For every subject you will be getting the formula book. For every subject you will be getting the previous question solution. For every subject you will be getting the study notes, and all these study notes, workbook, formula book, and PYQ will be in PDF that you can download for lifetime. And in our workbook, I challenge everyone, guys, that there will be MCQ, MSQ, and AT questions all, and those questions you will not find in any textbook across this world, maybe South America, Europe, anything, because our content team has specially designed those questions themselves, not copied from any other source. Okay, so wish you all the best, guys. For any other query, you can drop your comments on the comment box. I'll be more than happy to take care of your doubts. Okay, again, guys, at the end of the video, our huge हमारी सहानुभूति है और सभी लोगों से, उन सभी रिश्तेदारों से जिन्होंने आज अपने प्रियजनों को खोया है अहमदाबाद क्रैश में। भगवान, ये लॉस तो वापस रिपेयर नहीं हो सकता है, लेकिन भगवान उनके परिजनों को, उनके रिश्तेदारों को, उनके दोस्तों को इतनी शक्ति दे कि वो इससे फाइट कर सके। Wish you all the best, guys. I'll be happy to take care of your comments in the comment section. Thank you all.